Welcome, everyone. Thanks for joining. I'm James Knight, Economic Development Manager and point person on the Row Now membership program here at Row Center for the Arts. I want to thank you all for joining us for the second official episode of the Rowcast, where audience members can take a look behind the curtain, behind the scenes, if you will, to meet some of the incredible people, talk about all things Row Center, and share in our passion for the arts. So on this episode of the Rowcast, we're doing a deep dive into the upcoming RCSA. That's the Row Center School for the Arts, if you're not familiar with the acronym. The RCSA production of The Disturbing Disappearance of St. Nicholas. It's directed by award-winning director. We're lucky to have Nick Rutke, and he's taken a team of 13 amazingly talented kids and created a piece from the ground up, a holiday piece for us. And it's coming up in just a couple of weeks here on the Row Center stage. So on this episode, we're going to get to know a little bit about the process that they went through and get some insight into what the show is about and what sort of experience the cast is having. We're lucky enough to have a couple of the cast members with us today, so let's give a big welcome to our special guests. Hey, Charlotte, you want to say hi?
Hi, guys.
And Addison, go ahead and give us a wave and say hello.
Hello. Hi.
And we've also got Sophia here. Sophia, you want to say hi?
Hi, everybody.
All right. So welcome. First off, thanks so much for taking the time out of your busy Friday evening to talk with us. Excited to have you here. So I want to get into the nuts and bolts of this whole process because it's a new thing for us here at Row Center, and devised work is something that's really taken off in the American theater scene lately. But before we get into all of that, I thought maybe you girls could tell us a little bit about yourself and how you got involved with theater. Charlotte, let's start with you. Is this your first show, or have you been in a lot of productions before?
I've been in a lot of before. I've done many shows. So yeah.
Excellent. Do you have any personal favorites that you've done at this point?
I really love Carol. That was a few years back.
Excellent. So, Sophia, is this one of your first shows, or have you done a lot of theater?
Yeah, so I've been acting ever since I was a little kid. I've been lucky enough to do some really incredible productions over the years, like Beauty and the Beast, The Lion King. Over this past summer, I attended a camp called Stage Door Manor, which was an incredible experience. There, I was in a show called 9 to 5. And I most recently did a show at my high school, Crystal Lake Central, Lend Me a Tenor, which was another great experience too.
Addison, what about you? When did you start getting involved in theater and plays?
So my interest in theater started like when I was 11. There was this musical that came out on Disney Plus called Hamilton, and ever since I watched it, I became completely obsessed, and I was in a couple shows at the Woodstock Opera House. Also, I did a show at the Row called Seussical Jr., and I played Mrs. Mayer. So yeah.
Excellent. Hamilton was the one that did it for you. It gave you the bug, huh?
Yeah.
Excellent. What about you, Charlotte? Was there anything that you saw and you were like, yeah, that's it. That's what I want to do?
When I was really little, like 4 or like 3, my sister used to do theater, and I would always watch her like do shows, and I always thought, oh, that's cool. So then when I was finally old enough, I just tried out and I had fun.
Excellent. We're lucky to have you participating in this show as cast members of The Disturbing Disappearance of St. Nicholas. Sophia, can you tell us without spoilers what the show is about?
Yeah, so what this show is about, it's about all the elves in Santa's workshop, and it's Christmas Eve, and Santa goes missing, and nobody knows where he is, and we're looking for him, and it's really a journey through how these elves are working together and how they're expressing themselves and how they're trying to figure out where did he go and how they can solve this problem.
I think I heard that everyone is elves.
Yes, everybody in the show, we're all elves and we all have elf names. My elf name is Snowflake, so it's a lot of fun.
Addison, do you want to add on to that?
Without spoilers, the show is about the elves discover that Santa goes missing. He's completely gone, and the elves just figure out like how to find him. They figure out they figure out themselves. Um they also, it's like all comedy and it's really funny, and there's lots of wholesome scenes in it too. So yeah.
Excellent. That sounds like a lot of fun. So, I love the title. The disturbing disappearance of Saint Nicholas makes me feel like I'm on Unsolved Mysteries or something like that. How did you guys come up with that title?
We really all worked together and we created like a big spreadsheet. We talked about, different names that we could think of for the show that fit the plot line, but also really fit like what we really wanted the show to be about. And we all kind of worked together, and somebody had said this, and we were all like, oh my God, yes, this is like perfect for the show. So, yeah.
So you all voted on it. It was kind of a collaborative process then, yeah? Excellent. Charlotte, maybe you can help illuminate something for me. You worked with something called conflicts, or you had a lot of conflicts. I'm not sure. Is that part of the devised theater process? Maybe you could tell us just a little bit more about what that process was like.
So we were trying to find a conflict in the story, and there was many different ideas from all different kids. But we just like decided we don't like want a main character. We want everybody to have like the same amount of parts. So we didn't want Santa because he would be a main character. So we decided as our conflict we should have it be where's Santa gone, because we don't want anybody to have like a main character.
Nice. So this was sort of born out of the process of giving everyone an equal share of the time and the action. That's great. That's great. Now, I'm making an assumption here because devised theater it's actually been around for a very long time, but on the American theater scene, it's been picking up a lot of steam lately, especially in colleges and universities. A number of theaters across the country are really looking into it now. But was this a first experience with devised theater for the three of you?
Yes, definitely.
Yes.
Yes, this is the first time I've worked with it. I was super intrigued of how it's gonna work because you never know how like everybody else's writing is, and also like even how your own writing is sometimes. But we really all kind of just were like, okay, let's just go for it, and it ended up being really great. We had some really great ideas throughout the entire piece, and some really great pieces that we have throughout the entire show that were written like within 20 minutes of a one night of rehearsal, which was a lot of fun.
Well, Addison, can you tell us a little bit more about what that process was like, creating a show from the ground up? I mean, you've talked about conflicts, you talked about the different ways you voted on the title. What other sorts of things have you done to sort of create this piece? Because it's my understanding that everyone in the cast is bringing their own talents and a little bit of what they can do to this whole process. Yes.
Mhm. So, everyone in the class had so much ideas. We shared our own opinions, and we got together. We did a little activity, and we had to write like our own like monologue or scene. Like we could like jot down ideas. And another thing about device theater that I really love is that just like the whole writing process, I just like love writing and stuff. So yeah.
Oh, that's excellent. Is writing something that you have done in your creative life before this, Addison?
Well, I write books, but Yeah, I don't write screenplays, but I do write books. I just like love the writing part of the devised theater. So
Excellent. So this was your first foray into dramatic writing, as it were, writing for the
mhm,
stage or screen.
yeah.
Oh, wonderful, wonderful. What about you, Charlotte? Have you had a favorite part of this process as you've been working on it?
Um, I just like how like when somebody writes down something, we all share and like we give our ideas about it. And so like if I thought of a monologue, and I would just write it down, and then we would share it with everybody.
Did you enjoy then being part of that sort of collaborative process? Because typically when you're working on a show, everybody gets the script from day one. But in this
Yeah.
case, you guys were all writing it and sharing it as you're going along. Yeah,
Yes.
excellent. And you enjoyed that part of it, huh, Charlotte?
Yeah, I also really enjoyed the writing.
Excellent. And what about you, Sophia? Was there anything you felt particularly passionate about during this process?
Yeah, I really enjoyed creating scenes and dialogues between the other elves. That was something that we really all had a fun time doing, I think, because each elf, we all decided that we wanted all the elves to be different in their own sense. And so, like, for example, my character, not to give too much away, she's very much is like, this is Christmas, it's all about tradition, it's all about kind of sticking to it. And so all the other elves, they all have different personalities, different interests, different things. And so being able to write a scene, including that and including their different interests and everything like that was a lot of fun.
Well, I want to thank all three of you for joining us this evening. We truly appreciate it and wish you an incredible run of the show. Which reminds me to tell you that the disturbing disappearance of St. Nicholas will run December 1st, 2nd, and 3rd at 7 p.m. And there's a matinee on December 2nd at 2 p.m. Tickets are $25 for adults, $10 for kids. But of course, if you're a member, tickets are $17.50 for adults and $7 for kids. You can take that savings and head down the street and get them all ice cream. Get your tickets at rowcenter.org. Don't forget to keep supporting your local art scene. And hey, remember, tickets to Row Center make excellent Christmas gifts. So happy holidays to all, and to all a good night.